Hey guys, Andy here from Superheroes. Just with a few tips from commando parties today, a few tips and stuff that may not be in the instruction manual. Just starting off, when you get there, what you don't want to do, you've got two big heavy bags full of stuff. You don't want to bring them with you into the party. Firstly, they're super heavy. And secondly, the kids are going to see them and going to want to open them and play with the NERF guns. Once they realize there's NERF guns, they're not going to be interested in any of the training or anything that you do before that. What I do instead is I'll label them, stash them in some location, and then after that, you can send them on like a stealth mission to go and get them. You can get them to kind of get down low, leopard crawl along the ground. If they're really obedient, you can use hand signals, things like that. Okay, because they're older, and they're mostly male, they can tend to be a little bit hyper. So the way you deal with this also works for other parties, is as soon as you get there, you just need to establish control, make them all stand at attention or something like that. But if they are hyper, they're running around like they want to hit you as soon as you come in, just make them run them off their feet, just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth until they're tired, they're standing there going, and you say, "You want to keep running, guys?" And they say, "No, we don't, we want to drink." At that stage, they'll basically be a lot calmer. They'll listen to what you want to do. Obviously, don't kill them because you're still going to need energy for obstacle courses and tug-of-war and things like that. Remember that with commando parties, they're often older kids, can be anywhere from 7 up normally, and older boys, high five test doesn't work that well all the time, especially if they think you're like a badass army commando and then you act like you got knocked over by a 9-year-old. Then none of them are going to buy it. They're going to think it's rubbish, and they're not going to respect you as much after that. When doing the taking cover and taking aim exercises, these involve basically lying down on the ground or doing like a head over heels and then coming up and pointing a gun. What you want to watch out for is bindies, because a lot of parks, especially in spring, have a lot of bindies, and it's a sure way to get half the kids crying instantly, is it making them get down low and put their face in a bunch of spikes. For the tug of war, what you want to do after you've done a few rounds with the kids, a really good fun way to end it is with the kids versus parents. And the best way to get the parents involved in that, and this works for other games, other party formats as well, is to send the kids to go and get them. So say, I need all of you to go and grab one parent, one grown-up, and bring them over here so we can do kids versus grown-ups, because the grown-ups don't know you, they may not be that keen on getting involved, they're more happy to say no to you, but if you send their kids up, they want their kids to have fun, and so they're much more likely to join in. For games such as Capture the Flag, where when kids get eliminated, they get put in prison and they can eventually escape by doing star jumps, things like that. Remember, it's an opportunity to basically keep them there, and it's another opportunity for humor. You can make them do kind of funny stuff. You can make them sing a song. You can make them do a dance. One of my favorites is, especially if it's like a group of older boys who think they're really tough and stuff, tell them that the one who can do the best ballerina, and they have to twirl around and act like a pretty ballerina, the best ballerina or the best princess can go. And they'll get over it in a sec. They won't really care, but the parents will watch it and they'll think it's hilarious. So for guns not working, the guns don't work, and there's normally like pretty much 3 main causes of that. One of them is that the bullet is not pushed in far enough. Either they haven't pushed it in far enough, or it's like half fired and it's half poking out. And basically that means that the chamber is going to jam when you try and rotate it to the next bullet, and the kids won't realize this, and they'll be trying and it'll get stuck. It normally gets more wedged in there. So that's one of the reasons. The other is that the bullets have been pushed in too far. If they're pushed in too far, they're just not going to come out. If you can get them out, that's fine, but a lot of the time you're going to need something more intricate than that. You can either make them swap for another gun, or just tell them that that particular chamber is jammed, and they're going to have to just use all the other ones. The other 5 should still work. The third reason is that they may not have cocked it properly. So they will have pulled it back a little bit, but not far enough. It's really important to demonstrate when you're showing them how to use the guns that they have to listen for the click when they pull that little grey bit at the back of the pistol back, because a lot of them aren't that strong, and it's quite an effort to pull it all the way back, and they may not realize that's why it's not firing. And then finally, finishing up, one of the biggest problems is that you have bullets strewn all over the place. They just shoot them wherever. The best way to clean these up, and is also a good tip for cleaning up streamers and other sorts of mess at parties, is just have a competition. Tell the kids that they're competing against each other, and it's going to be a race to find out who can collect the most bullets in 30 seconds. And then just tell them you're going to count the bullets at the end. Also works for streamers. You just say who can get the most bits of paper, and then just give them 30 seconds and they just run around and basically do all your cleaning up for you, which is really helpful. So yeah, those are some tips for commando parties. Hopefully you can use some of those to make the party flow a little bit easier and make it way more easy to manage.